Hello everyone, welcome back to Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to be doing the weekly September 8th to the 14th reading for the sign of Sagittarius. Alright, my lovely Sagittarius, we're going to get right into it. Pull out your romance angels and see what their messages for the week are. Separation. Some of you are going through a separation period, or you're already in a period of separation. Attraction. And it's safe for you to love. So these are interesting messages. Messages of support for some of you. Perhaps messages for some of you who are coming out of a period of separation, that it's time for you to enjoy loving again. But let's pull out your animal spirits for the week and see what they're all about. Sagittarius, let's see. Now, of course, you may resonate with some or none of these, and that's fine too, Sagittarius. Let's see. Fire ant. Wow. Okay, so some of you are dealing with a very kind of hostile energy, angry energy this week. We have wolf, earth energy. Fire ants are, of course, fire energy. And then we have tarantula. Interesting, right? Interesting. So fire ant energy is when you're dealing with someone who is very easily easily upset, right? Or easily angered. Excitable is the word I was actually looking for, right? So just like fire ants, they can work themselves up into a frenzy, into a heat. Very angry, very seething under the surface, angry energy. You may indeed be separated from someone like that. You may indeed find yourself starting a separation from someone because of this energy that they're letting out. It could certainly be someone who up until now, maybe they were calm, right? But suddenly you're seeing a side of them and it's just like, oh wow, just very agitated, irritated side of them. And you just can't deal with it, Sagittarius, You're not one for that kind of energy. You're not one for the constant back and forth, the headbutting. And so if you're dealing with this kind of person, it may indeed be time to separate. Maybe indeed be time to say it's safe for you to love, but maybe not this type of energy. Wolf energy is certainly earth energy coming in. And the wolf is the great feminine teacher, the great mother wolf, right? She's the one who works for the pack. The wolf is also representative of anarchist energy, social activism, humanitarian work. Anybody who kind of works for the sort of proletariat, right? The most vulnerable parts of our society. The wolf is the great teacher. Sometimes we want to watch out, though. With wolf energy, this person can become an idealist and sometimes can be quite judgmental or harsh on those who don't have the same level of idealism, or who don't listen implicitly to what the wolf is telling them to do. So that can kind of turn into sometimes it can turn into a little bit of a discordant energy. But for the most part, the wolf is a really, really beautiful kind of, I want to say, animal spirit to have. When you're dealing with kind of difficult social issues, difficult social relationships, right? You may be in a love relationship as well with somebody that is unconventional and requires you to be a bit of a militant in a way, right? Or at least a person, someone who's willing to stand up in a way for your rights and your partner's rights, right? Very special energy, the wolf. Certainly a teacher coming in, someone who has a lot to teach you, Sagittarius. You could be meeting someone like this, or you could be embodying these qualities right now. And then we have tarantula energy. Tarantula is another fire elemental animal spirit. And the tarantula really takes its time to watch and look and make sure it's making the right decision for itself. The tarantula is, very careful about the steps that it takes. When you watch a tarantula in the wild, you can see that, you know, the way a tarantula moves is very purposeful, very decisive, but also calculated, careful, right? So tarantula energy comes in when it's time for you to really take care and pay attention to everything that you're doing to make sure that it's all in line with who you truly are and who you truly wish to be. Okay? So Sagittarius, let's take a look. I'm going to pull out about 6 to 8 3-card forecasts for you this week, Sagittarius, so we can see what some of you may or may not be resonating with. Of course, take what resonates or what applies to you, right, or corresponds to your life, and throw the rest away. Let's move these up just a little bit. Star's been coming out for the last few readings. World, 5 of Wands, and also 5 of Wands. So this week, for some of you, there's definitely a power struggle happening. Some of you are reevaluating your wish this week. You feel like your wish is coming in, and you feel like that one desire that you've had for your life is finally coming in. Whatever that passion is or that ambition, for some of you, you may certainly be resonating with wolf and tarantula energy, in the sense that whatever your life's ambition has been, you're starting to feel like you're fulfilling it. With that world energy coming in, the world talks about really feeling and understanding that everything in your life has led up to this point. And so with the world card, we get kind of an acceptance of a lot of things in our lives, Sagittarius. At this point, it's like you come to terms perhaps with events in your life that before you just didn't understand why you needed to go through them. The World card comes up when we feel so good about where we are at our lives now that we're happy for everything that has led up to this, right? So we're finally able to understand why we had to go through various things that perhaps before we resented having to go through, because we understand now how everything led to this point. It's at a time in our lives when we're deciding, also tarantula energy, in the sense of really like paying attention in terms of what is the next step on the path, right? Because you feel like you're really walking your destined path right now. And it's always beautiful when World and Star come in, because it's like, this can be for some of you, you may have had a certain ambition for your life and now it's finally coming true. However, this week there is a 5 of Wands, Sagittarius, so there's a power struggle that you have with someone or a group of people. This could be that fire ant energy. Somebody is just agitated. You know, they're agitated with you or you're agitated with them, and it may mean that you need to have a little bit of separation from them. We have Emperor energy, Sun, and Ace of Pentacles. Some of you are meeting an Aries, or an Aries is coming into your life or back into your life, and there's some clarity that's happening between you and this Aries. Some of you have an intense amount of attraction with this person. It could be that for quite some time you guys have been separated, and the separation comes to an end this week, because the Sun usually brings clarity. Here we have Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles can also indicate a very tangible opportunity coming in for more abundance, right? A change in career or job, but something in your material plane, an opportunity that brings with it enough abundance to be able to support a family or to be able to support a relationship, right? That's indicated by the reefed entranceway there. And so, yeah, this week, some of you start a new relationship, or I want to say you come out of separation from a relationship, perhaps with an Aries-like individual, certainly an individual who's very fiery, who definitely emulates this kind of Aries energy, this leadership quality energy. I want to say they're a very masculine person. They're certainly the dominant person in the relationship, right? They may also be the ones bringing this opportunity for increased abundance in. But for some of you Sagittarius, this is definitely the end of a separation from this person and a time of increased attraction. Knight of Cups, King of Wands, and Temperance. There you are, showing up in your own reading, Sagittarius. Some of you are coming in to give you a cup of love, right? They're offering you a cup of love. But interestingly enough, King of Wands is there. I want to say that King of Wands is not necessarily you. You're exercising a lot of temperance. You're coming in with temperance, right? But this King of Wands could be your soulmate or your lover at this moment. I want to say that some of you may be dealing with two people who are kind of vying for your attention this week. Knight of Cups and King of Wands are two very different characters, right? Sagittarius. Now, for some of you, it may be that you are identifying with King of Wands, Sagittarius. Of course, you know my readings are not gender specific, so you could be male or female Sagittarius, but right now you may also be identifying with King of Wands in the sense that you're taking a lot of control of your life right now. You're taking on, the narrative of your life. You feel quite settled in, but this Knight of Cups is coming into you. It's hard. I don't feel like this is for a lot of you. I don't feel like this King of Wands is meant to be you, because King of Wands doesn't need temperance to deal with the Knight of Cups, right? So it's like an overkill. It just seems to me like Sagittarius, some of you have a watery individual and a fiery individual. I could almost say like a water sign and a fire sign in your life, and they're both kind of like this week coming head to head. You're having to exercise temperance because it's really out of your hands, this kind of rivalry that happens. But it's happening certainly for your attraction and your heart. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Justice again and Death again. Justice and Death have been coming out for all the weeklies almost. Some of you are certainly waiting for either a decision or an official rendering, some kind of, I want to say, court case to be resolved. Some of you are just waiting for the scales, or you're realizing, not even waiting, but you're starting to see that the scales are starting to rebalance in your favor. It could be that part of your life has been out of balance for quite some time, Sagittarius, right? And so you're starting to get balance in a lot of areas in your life. There's a big transformation coming in for you, and there's definitely the beginning of something new and exciting and passionate. This could certainly be a relationship, Sagittarius, but this doesn't come in until this sweeping change happens, this death. I want to say for some of you, the death comes in as a result of this decision, this official decision that comes in, or this kind of rebalancing. As a result of this, everything changes. Some of you may be moving, you may be changing jobs, you may be changing cities, you may be changing a lot of things about your life, but it's as a result of this favor coming in. And it's almost like it paves the way for a whole new chapter in your life, a whole new level of creative energy that you are able to now share and express. Also, it opens the path for a whole new relationship possibly coming in. Interesting. This could also be a divorce or a separation for some of you that opens the path for a new life. Queen of Wands, Empress, and Ten of Cups. Well, some of you have been very much in your Queen of Wands energy, meaning that you've been really surviving and self-realizing. You've been on a really long journey of growth, emotional growth, spiritual growth, right? But most recently, you've really been taking care of yourself, or there's been a call for you to be nurturing yourself a little bit more, Sagittarius. Some of you have really started to kind of pay more attention to your physical well-being, your mental well-being, how much love you're feeling, how beautiful do you feel. It's almost like a reawakening of your vitality. This is all Empress coming in, and as a result of this, you get this Ten of Cups. I think it's a case of law of attraction. When you realize it's time that it's safe to love, the first person you begin to love is yourself, and that's Empress energy. The Queen of Wands, you certainly can be resonating with the Queen of Wands, Sagittarius, because the Queen of Wands is very Sagittarian energy. right? And so, yeah, you have been through a lot, but now it's the time for you to really feel beautiful. And it's perfect because you really, you get the closure that you need. It's like you get the closure that you need. And for some of you, there's a relationship that kind of gets cemented. You know, it's like closure and beginning all at the same time. It's like you get a commitment and it's cemented, and you both begin your new life, and it's the start of a beginning as well. It's very beautiful. A lot of attraction here. Some of you this week, you're going to be with someone, and it's going to feel like perfect chemistry. Judgment, Five of Swords, and we're not reading reversals for the weeklies. King of Pentacles. Some of you are letting go of a lot of judgment and guilt. You're having a real healing going on. You're realizing that it's time that you don't, no longer take on the kind of, I want to say self-doubt. You no longer take on the responsibilities, or you no longer try to live up to a standard that other people impose upon you. You start to see situations from a little bit more of everyone else's perspective, and so your compassion grows. But more importantly, Sagittarius, for some of you, you really let go of a lot of guilt that you've been holding on to, right? Now, in the process of letting go of all that guilt and kind of really unburdening yourself, you are dealing with a Five of Swords this week. Five is the number for power struggle, but here we're dealing with someone who is willing to win at all costs. This person is very conniving. They're not very dignified, and they come into your life with this kind of really kind of icky energy this week. And I want to say that I want to say that you just kind of make a really big circle around them, take a wide berth. You have also someone else in your life, a King of Pentacles, who is able to sort of be maybe a benefactor, support. They may be someone who cares about you, but who wants to help you in your financial area. Now, it could be that this Five of Swords is certainly maybe a battle that somebody is bringing to you because of the support you're getting from this King of Pentacles. They may be very jealous about it, okay? And you may not realize that is why until after the fact, right? It's almost like they bring this really kind of jealous, petty argument to you. You don't really know why, Sagittarius, and then later on you find out that it's because of this interest of the King of Pentacles. Moon, Hermit, Seven of Cups. Some of you are really unsure this week. You entered this week with very unsure feelings. You feel like going into your Hermit. Sagittarius, you can very easily do this. I resonate with this myself. You're just not sure. You're not sure of what you're feeling. You're not sure of what the other person is feeling. You're in a scenario where I think you feel like maybe you've also been daydreaming. You feel like you've been imagining a relationship that is just not attainable for you. Or you've been daydreaming about goals that are just unrealistic, and you feel like they're unrealistic. Some of you I want to say that some of you are attracted to someone. You're in a relationship. You're certainly attracted to someone, but you're just not sure. You're feeling a lot of anxiety about how real this relationship is with this moon energy. And you start off the week with this kind of anxiety. You feel like you don't have all of the information. You feel like, someone hasn't really been expressing their emotions in a clear way to you. You feel like you think you know what they're feeling, but you're not sure. And it's really making you want to pull away. It's making you want to go into your Hermit and get back into your spiritual kind of path, because that's kind of your go-to. You're like, fine, I can handle that because I'll just carry on over here on my spiritual growth. I don't need this, right? And so, but you do, you're still daydreaming about it. And so you're feeling very confused this week. Some of you Sagittarius, it could be that you may be needing some time off. You may need to separate yourself from the situation so you can reevaluate what it is that you've been searching and be a little bit more grounded about it. and be a little bit more sure about what it is you want in a relationship, so that if this relationship or whatever this moon energy is encompassing, whatever connection is being very vague over here and causing you a lot of anxiety, once you make sure you know what you want, you can go back to this situation, and then you'll be able to kind of say, well, if it doesn't live up to what I truly desire or want for myself, I'm not going to take it. Seven of Cups is the prelude to Eight of Cups, remember. And in Eight of Cups, we learn to put borders and boundaries in place. We learn to put standards in place, because we no longer want the wishy-washiness of the Seven of Cups. We no longer want to keep striving for unattainable relationships. We realize that if we want a certain kind of relationship, we have to follow a certain path, right? And we also have to know what that is, what kind of relationship that is that we want. And so this week, there's a lot of kind of soul searching that goes on for a lot of you. And there's certainly some separation that you implement between you and perhaps another person, or another situation that you're in that's been making you feel quite confused and emotionally just anxious. All right, guys, Sagittarius, this is your reading for the week. I hope it did resonate with you. I hope you enjoyed this. If it did, please like, subscribe, and share. Comment below, share with the Bow and Arrow Nation what's been going on with you in your weekly forecasts in love, life, and career. Thank you for all your support, everyone. I do appreciate it. But for right now, Sagittarius, I love you. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye now.